Listen, man, when I get on here and I talk to the guys, because you're my bros, so it's my obligation to keep it real with y'all. And one thing I always tell you dudes, when it comes to dating apps, do not take women serious that you meet on those apps. Now, I understand some dudes might be living in certain places where the apps might be your go to get some cheeks. And it's like, hey, do what you got to do. But have your fun and move around. Do not take those women serious because these women run through so many different dudes every week. It's sad, right? So, matter of fact, what I'm going to do, I'm going to react to a chick from a dating app, and she's going to confirm everything I've been telling you guys about women on dating apps. Let's get into her story.
Okay, so we are getting ready for like my first date with this guy that I've been talking to for like over a month now. I'm not gonna post this unless me and him end up working out and we get engaged in a year, which is I genuinely think this sounds super freaking crazy, but I think this is it. I'm very nervous. I'm not gonna post this unless me and him end up working out and we get engaged in a year, which is I genuinely think this sounds super freaking crazy, but I think this is it.
Now, peep her level of delusion. Peep how delusional she is.
Very nervous. But anyways, backstory is we met on Hinge and we hit it off. And after like a couple of days, we exchanged numbers, probably like 3 days. And we would touch base like every day for like the first couple of weeks, but like it wasn't really hot and heavy. I was actually dating like two people, like not dating, but like talking to like another guy too. Well, didn't like as much, like we didn't have as much chemistry, but like he was a nice guy. Um,
Time out. Pay attention. She met him on Hinge and she was speaking to two other men. See what I'm saying?
but I wasn't sold on that guy either. Anyways, I started feeling because this guy, we'll call him, we'll just say Jay. Jay was not playing a date yet, and so eventually, after like a couple weeks of correspondence, I basically was like, "Hey, I don't feel like you are that interested anymore, and that's okay, you know. So I'm gonna take a step back, and that like put some heat under his ass. It's kind of like step it up. So then like our communication got so much better, and we really started getting to know each other more, and I really started liking him. But still, no date. He was doing some things at work that was just causing him to have to like just put in a lot of extra time, so he really didn't have any time, and he kept like, I promise soon, I promise soon, I promise soon. And at first, I was kind of like holding on, and then like when it got to like the month mark, I started getting weary. I came up with all these crazy scenarios on why he really was trying not to meet me, and finally, I just had to have a conversation with God. Where I basically was like, "Listen, Lord, I don't know what this is with me and him, and basically, I don't trust my own damn judgment at this point. If he's not my person, remove him, because y'all, when I explained to him that I was gonna take a step back, this man sent me paragraphs telling me how intentional he was about dating me, how much he likes me, and that he really did not want me to give up. Okay, so keep that in mind. But anyway, I said this prayer to God where I'm just basically like, Lord, I would call my removal prayer, and just like, if he is for me, let him be for me. If he is not, go ahead and remove him. But this time, I'm like, God, if this is the man, like if this is the man for me, because he was checking so many boxes that it was almost scary. You're gonna have to put it in front of my face. Like, I need to know that this is him. Like, I need you to do shit that I know that you did, basically. So remember, we hadn't planned a date because of his work schedule and stuff. The next day, he texts me and he goes, "I have good news." I'm like, "What?" And he proceeds to tell me that his schedule was going back to like normal, which is crazy because remember, this has been going on for like a month that we have not had a date because of his work schedule. Then there's also this question I had in the back of my head about like we would FaceTime, but it would never really be at his place. We would FaceTime while he was at work. We'd FaceTime like while he was out like in the car and stuff. And I kind of was like, "What the hell?" I'm like, "Is this man married?" Like, I just didn't know what was going on. Well, then that night, he FaceTimes me from his house. So it's two things I feel like that I was questioning. I didn't really say out loud, but it's just like God kind of just put it in my face. So I'm like, maybe this is it. Um, I don't know. I'm very hopeful, and a lot of men say all the right things, but I just feel like it's genuine. I genuinely think that Jake's probably my husband, my future husband. And so I'm just gonna record before like every date up until my possible engagement. This sounds extremely crazy as I'm saying this because it's like, how the hell do you know, girl? You technically your first date. It was like I feel like I know him. That's how much we talk and like interact and like how much we've shared so far. Like I have a lot of trust and faith in God and in the situation. I think honestly by like October, me and him will probably be locked in like officially. And I think by like next August, September, this man is gonna be like either proposing or like real close to proposing. But I think this is it. And I'm very relieved because dating is horrible. Um, I just can't anymore. I think a lot of the men I have dated the last 2 years have traumatized the fuck out of me. So even though I feel like I'm healed, I do not feel like I shouldn't have used my microphone because I have a microphone for me to be talking and I'm not even using it. But I feel like for me to be healed, I am healed, but I definitely have like some trauma, like some PTSD. But I think anybody's gonna have that, like going into another situation after some of the things I've been through. And I feel like he is honestly very patient with me and understanding about it. And I feel bad sometimes because like this man has not really given me anything to truly worry about. But yeah, y'all come up with so many crazy ass like scenarios. Okay.
Fellas, these are the quality of women that are on these apps. They are highly delusional. They run through men weekly, different men. And it's hard for a woman like this to even commit to a man because of her lifestyle. So once a man says something she doesn't like, or once he didn't plan a date, is like, well, let me holler at this guy. She get with that guy, they smash, and it's like, he's not giving me a lot of attention. Let me go to this guy. She get with that guy, he smash, and then it's, he's not giving me any attention, because attention is like a drug to women. They need it. So these women that are on these apps, from the time they are not getting the attention that they want from a man, they go on to the next dude. And that's why women like this got a very high body count and they are extremely delusional. It's almost sick because they're going to meet a complete stranger on a dating app and say, I think I found my husband. Do you understand how crazy and mentally ill that is? But that's the mindset of these women. So this is why I compare the dating apps to like a junkyard, right? You know, like a junkyard got a bunch of old cars with messed up engine, and you go to a junkyard to really get scraps. It's like if your car needs like a alternator or something, you might go to the junkyard to find one. But you don't go to the junkyard to get a car. You will never find a quality car in a junkyard. It's the same as the app. You don't go to the app to find a quality woman. It's impossible. Something is going to be wrong with her, just like the cars in the junkyard. I'm just keeping it a buck, bruh.
So let me know because I look like I just got out of somebody's bed and rolled around a little bit because like I might have, I don't know, I played the bed. But anyways, so date update. So my 1 day date turned into a 2 day date. I don't know. We literally had the best time. It literally felt like we've known each other forever. Well, not forever.
Girl, stop it. Your ass got ran. She met up with a dude on a dating app and he smashed the first night. This is just a man who was just trying to crack some. You know, it's like he's probably bored and shit. Like, damn, son, I ain't got none to crack around this joint. Ah, man, got this little bird in the app. She was giving me hella traction. Maybe I should hit up today. Fuck it. Hit up, smash her in the first night. So it's confirmed that she's a bird. Listen to her story though.
But it definitely did not feel new. It felt familiar, and like you could do it all over and over and over again. I really didn't even want to leave today, but I have to work tonight, and so I really didn't have a choice. I do not know when we're going to see each other again. Hopefully, very soon. He is everything that I thought he would be, and probably more. The most romantic, complete gentleman, and like I have nothing bad really to say about him. I think we had a lot of intimate moments, and
I
I still
bet.
think that I'm right. So I'm still not uploading this until next year when we're engaged. But that's just basically the quick little update. It's gonna be fun to make this little secret series for later. So 10 out of 10. I would recommend him, but he's 9, and so I'm not. But good luck to you, bitches, and thank you, Hinge. Again, because I missed him, and I saw him for Labor Day weekend.
Tell him what you missing. You just was trying to get some dinner, man. These chicks be, yo, this shit be funny though.
Now it's the next weekend, and I think he's at work right now, but I think I'm gonna make him dinner tonight.
Doing too much. Yo, think about that, bro. You met some little bop unhinged. You invited her over to crack. Okay, you crack and all that. She trying to make you dinner and shit. It's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Slow it down, baby. Slow it down. Don't get too comfortable. Mm-mm. You ain't gotta make me dinner. I'm gonna get some Uber Eats. I'm good. Fellas, man, let me tell you something, bro. Like, when you get out with a bop and you smash the first night, and a few days later, she trying to make you dinner and all that extra shit, she think you're a sucker. She thinks you're the one fool who is gonna wife her. Like, you can't see the type of woman that she is. She thinks she got a one. This is crazy.
That man deserves it. And so,
Bruh.
yeah, probably not gonna record it because I don't want to think I'm always on my phone and stuff. But I'll talk about it when I get home tomorrow. Welcome. If you are here watching this part of the little video, that means that you want to hear the story time. You made it through me gushing about this man who clearly did not give a flying fluff about me. And so we're gonna go ahead and get into it. Anyways, I am gonna say Jay. I'm not gonna say his real name, but we'll say Jay, which is his nickname. Um, I met Jay on Hinge. I say that in the first video. There's also another video if you ever want to go back where I'm talking about how I might have found healthy, non-toxic love. Um, we met on Hinge. We hit it off. We exchanged numbers. We're going back and forth. And we're texting daily. But at that point, it's not like not enough of what I'm used to. Like when in regards to like men, I like for my guy that's interested to sweat me. Like you need to sweat me.
And that's exactly what I'm saying, bro. When women like this don't get enough attention, they usually move on to the next guy on Hinge. And then they move on to the. That's why their body count is so high. Because they want a man to lust them. They want a man to sweat them. But they are bops. Pretty much they want treatment like a quality woman. You know, like if a woman is quality, of course you will give her your time and energy because she's quality. See what I'm saying? She's going to add back to you. So giving her your time and energy is going to be worth it. But giving a bird like this your time and energy will be silly. So the most you will give her is back shots. So birds like this usually chase what they can't have. So they usually go after a sucker who's gonna give them attention. And when they meet a player and he smash and dash, it's like, back on the app with another guy chasing attention, bro. And it's sad.
And so after, but I did like him, and we had a lot of like things in common. So that's what kind of kept me corresponding back and forth with him. But anyway,
Right.
um, after a couple of weeks of this, because it started in sometime in July, I think the first or second week in August, I finally hit him with the text message that you see me post like in the first video, that I put the little screenshots up of, and I can post them here too so that y'all can see it again. Where I basically say, hey, you're great, but obviously, I think maybe somebody or something else has your attention right now because you haven't planned a date. Because he hadn't played a date or nothing. He hadn't been on the phone. I'm just like, what is going on? I thought, like in typical man behavior, that would warrant him to just be like, okay, I understand, have a good life. Instead, he hit me with what y'all see, which was a lot, for somebody who is not interested. I'm like, oh, it made me kind of sit up and pay attention. I was like, let me give him a chance, or whatever. Maybe he genuinely has a lot going on. He did explain to me when we first exchanged numbers that he was working a lot because a coworker was, whoever is in the same position as him, they split the time or whatever. I guess they must work opposite schedules. That person had been out of work already for like a couple weeks. And he would know later, like, he didn't know when they were going to return and blah, 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 blah. Anyways, at this time, in that message you read, I think he explains in there that he had basically been working like damn near every day, um, because that person had lost a parent, and I guess was the caregiver of that parent and was having to like do all the things to process that. And so the job pretty much gave her like a month almost to like get her shit together, or like gave her some time to like get it together, after losing her mother. So I give him some grace, and we continue this thing. And the conversations, they just started getting better. So he does FaceTime me, after he asked me that thing. He FaceTimes me. I think we end up talking that day for like, I don't know, 20 minutes, maybe an hour. Might have been more than that. I don't know. He was in his office. They didn't want to keep him too long. Um, it was a great FaceTime or whatever. And just, he was very enthused to like actually see my face on FaceTime, because it was kind of like jokes back and forth about catfishing and stuff like that, because we hadn't seen each other or talked on the phone. Anyways,
Look, we're not going to sit here and listen to this bird chirp. Here's the thing. He cut her off. Okay? He eventually ghosted her. But after he ghosted her, look at what she did.
The fact that I had to leave work because this man had me thinking something was wrong with him, and I get here and his fucking car is in the parking garage after 4 days of silence, and a wellness check. I I can't even fathom. I can't even put that shit into words right now.
Nasty work, bro. But the bottom line is this, fellas. This is the life of a woman unhinged. Seriously. So, when you guys meet these women on these dating apps, all I'm saying is do not take those women serious, because this is their lifestyle. They got a very high body count and they are low quality. And they are seeking attention from many men. So don't be a fool. and catch feelings for a woman that you meet on Hinge, Tinder, POF, Match.com, BLK. Be wise out here, fellas. For real.
If you haven't yet, go get you some of that merch. Y'all already know, don't feed the birds. That's what it is. We don't feed the birds over here. So if you rock with your boy, go get you some of that good merch.